How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad, the DC Universe Geek, for those of you who don't know, and today I'm filming this on the jelly bean setting on my camera. What's that mean? Well, you're looking at it. It's probably a little bit too bright, definitely oversaturated, but I thought that I would try something different for a change, which is also why I'm holding the mic for some reason, is because I wanted to try it, just because reasons. Also, big shout out to super friend Jim for helping me complete my DC minifigure collection, and to super friend Steven for being the first one to rep one of the shirts from my t-shirt shop out in public. In public! Anywho, y'all know why you're here. You're not here to look at my ugly face for the whole video, although I am trying a slightly different format, maybe just for this video, but you're here to see the Spin Master Batman figures that I reviewed. So let's just get right into the review and start talking about them. Unless, of course, you guys want to talk about other stuff. I mean, we could talk about anything else. We could talk about the weather, or politics, or the coronavirus. That's a big one. People are talking about that too, but no, we didn't come here for that. You came here for these. So for starters, the packaging for these figures is really clever. I really like these. It's so simple, but it's very effective. They've gone with that rounded window bubble, and the bottom of the box for each of them has the name of each figure that you're getting, plus the Batman logo and all that good stuff right there on the bottom. And then the top of each of these window bubbles has the DC logo stamped right into it. It's actually part of the packaging rather than just being painted on, which is really cool. That tells me that they're really trying to make packaging that is eye-catching, and they're putting just that little bit extra effort into making sure it looks very good on the store shelves. Nice. Real nice. You know, I'm not really super sure that this setting on the camera is working, but it's alright. We've already passed that point of no return. Like, when you leave your apartment and you get like 3 doors down and you realize you've forgotten something, and then you look back and you're like, nope, too late. Point of no return. We're going. Now, the backs of each of the packaging have a digital image of each of the figures, not necessarily in a pose that you could actually get them in real life, as well as other 12-inch offerings from Spin Master like Harley Quinn and Robin, Superman, Flash, and the such like. Hold on. I'm recording this after the fact, and I can't remember who's in the back. Hold on a second. Here, hold this. Now, who am I kidding? I was wrong. It's 3 Batmans, a Robin, a Joker, and a Harley Quinn. Superman and Flash aren't on there at all. Then who's on the back of the Superman box? Oh, Superman, Flash, and Shazam. I just got these today, so I haven't had time to make a video about them. But yeah, that's the packaging. You didn't really come here to look at that. You came here to see the figures on the inside, so right now there should be footage of me opening the figures up and taking them out and all that fun stuff. And voila, now we have the figures. Rebirth Black and Rebirth Blue. Out of the package, both of these Batman figures are, in my opinion, very, very impressive for the price point and for who the target audience for these is. They actually look like fairly accurate representations of what Rebirth Batman's suit actually looked like coming from the source material. And I'm happy with the actual anatomy of these. I definitely like these better than any of the 12-inch offerings that Mattel put out. Not to throw Michelle. Not to throw Michelle. Who's Michelle? Not to throw shade at Mattel. Michelle. Not to throw shade at Mattel, but these, I feel, so far, are of a better quality. And I only had them in my hand for like 3 seconds when I made that decision. I like the way that the head sculpt actually looks really Batman-ish. Like, that is an excellent head sculpt for a 12-inch Batman figure designed for small children. And the same could be said for the blue head sculpt, on account of the fact that it's the exact same one, just molded in blue. So there'd be no difference. I don't even know why I'm pointing that out. It's because I had to show you the blue and the black face sculpts up close. And check out those bat symbols. Those bat symbols actually look pretty darn comic accurate to what he wore on the suit at the time. I love the design of this figure. I love the fact that the belt looks like it should, that the gauntlets actually have the appropriate details on them. I have literally no complaints about these 12-inch figures because, again, I take into account who these have been made for. Children. That being said, I will point out that I'm not entirely satisfied with the capes on either of them, because they kind of suck. They're made out of this ribbon material, And the ribbon material is not unlike the kind that you would have found in your mama's craft basket way back in the day. And that's not to say that the material that Mattel used on their 12-inch figures was any better. That was kind of fuzzy on the outside, and it pretty much sucked too. Now, when I compare the Rebirth Batman from Spin Master to the Batman Missions figure, there's a lot of glaring differences. The shape of the bodies is so wildly different, and honestly, I feel like Spin Master's actually looks better. It looks a little bit more realistic while maintaining its cartoony proportions. As far as their head sculpts go, there is no competition. Spin Master's blows Mattel's out of the water, sinks their battleship. Get it what I did there? Battleship. It would have sounded dumb to call it a battleship. And I just feel like the overall look of the Spin Master ones is better. I just feel like Spin Master did a better job. Again, not throwing Michelle under the bus. At this point, you're probably wondering, actually no one's probably wondering, what kind of articulation these have. I gotta show you, it's part of the review, so let's show the articulation, what these can and can't actually do. The heads of these figures, I believe, are supposed to be actually on ball pegs. I haven't popped one off to have a look, so maybe I should do that. Oh, please don't break. Oh, see? It is! It's on a ball peg. So like I said, the heads actually are on ball pegs, but they don't really behave very ball peggy-like. The torsos have absolutely no articulation in the chest or the waist whatsoever, which I'm actually okay with. I'm not going to be such a snoot that I think that these should have that, but they do have articulation in the shoulders by way of rounded hinges, and you could see what it could do. It's doing it right now, and you're watching it. The elbows are single jointed. They're pretty good for single jointed elbows. They don't go 360 with the rotation. They have some rotation, but the elbow gets in the way. And then of course you have the beloved wrist swivel. And I don't know why I called it beloved, but it goes around in a circle, like that. And then below the belt, Batman's got articulation in the groin by way of these hinges. These hinges afford Batman the ability to do a full spready. His legs can go forward, but they can't really go backward that far because his butt gets in the way. He's got single jointed knees that don't have any rotative capabilities and no articulation whatsoever in the ankles. And that's the sum total of articulation that these figures have. As far as I'm concerned, that is a perfectly reasonable amount of range of motion for these guys. Anyhow, I find myself incredibly impressed with these figures, and they're really trying to put their best foot forward. Mostly for children, but they know that us adult collectors are buying some of this stuff too and adding it to our collections. But in general, yeah, this stuff is definitely intended for children, and I feel like it's hitting that mark bang on and doing a beautiful job. As I said in my previous video concerning the Spin Master stuff, I feel like this is probably the best kid-oriented DC stuff that we've seen in a long time because the stuff is comic accurate, it's bright, it's colorful, it's got enough articulation and enough playability that I know for myself, when I let my youngins play with these figures, they're content for a long time. And the cool thing is, honestly, if you want to play with these, if you want to pose these, or your kids to play with these alongside your existing 12-inch figures, they'll actually fit pretty seamlessly alongside them. But if you're like me, you're probably going to want to collect all the new ones and just start a new collection. I'm not someone that feels like you have to be able to mix and match, but it's cool when you can. Anyhow, I know that this video has been definitely a lot different compared to anything that I would have usually done as far as action figure reviews goes. And I'm trying something different. I want to change up the formats because you can only do videos the exact same way for so long before eventually you kind of go, I'd like to try something new. That's not to say that the videos that had to do with more expensive releases like Mezco, Mafex, Storm Collectibles, all that stuff will probably still be done the exact same way over on the review bench, but something like this, I wanted to use it as a way to try out kind of a new format, and you really do kind of get a different spice in the video because I'm sitting down talking to you, talking about things from memory. I've already gotten my thoughts together and I'm doing it in a completely different way. I don't know, hopefully you enjoyed the video, found it an interesting, useful waste of time in some way, shape, or form, and if you're a parent who is looking to make the decision whether or not you're going to buy these, hopefully this video was informative enough for you that you can decide yay or nay. Let's face it, we're all going to decide yay because these guys are awesome! Hey, For those of you who are still here, stick around. I got a joke for you. It's one I've been telling for years, and I just feel like telling a joke. One day, Shut Up, Pooh, and Manners are riding their bicycle down the street, and Pooh falls off his bike, and Manners goes to help him, and Shut Up sees a cop down there on the street, so he goes to get the cop so he can help him, because apparently Pooh hurt himself pretty bad. And he goes to the cop, and the cop goes, "What's your name?" "Shut up." "What's your name?" "Shut up." "What's your name?" "Shut up." And he goes, "Where's your manners?" He goes, "Down the street, picking up Pooh."